This is reality TV, but is reality TV ever reality? No. Hi, my name is Shania and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today this video is going to be talking about how I was an audience member on ABC's The Golden Bachelor, and more specifically the Women Tell All episode. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so to kind of get it started into this video, I have like my laptop and I wrote like all these notes that I want to hit. And yeah, so how I got into it was I followed Bachelor Nation Instagram, and they posted on their story, like, I wish I screenshotted it, but they posted on their story, oh, we're looking for audience members to be part of Mel's Women Tell All for the Golden Bachelor, like fill out the survey, yada yada. And to me, I saw that literally at work and I was like, okay, you know what, let me just fill it out and then forget about it, because it's just be like, oh, will that ever actually happen? And then it actually happened. I think that was October 1st or somewhere the end of September. And then October, I don't remember, but early October, I got an email being like, hey, you are confirmed to be an audience member for the Golden Bachelor Women Tell All episode. And I was like, oh my God. Like, what? Basically, the email didn't have like, I think it had a specific date, but there weren't specifics on times. They did give us like a whole like thing about wardrobe and just like all the different like logistical things in the email, and where we would potentially film it, which we filmed it at the Universal lot. So there's no like official like addresses on the email and all that. That was gonna come the day before the taping. The day before the taping, I was like, I should make a sign, like I should make a poster, and I was debating it throughout the week. I was like, should I make a poster? Should I not? But I did, and I'm so glad I did. I actually made it for Peg, who actually ended up winning the show, who ended up being with Mel at the end. I was like trying to think of like contestants and trying to think of cool, funny phrases, and I put Peg as like, oh, she's the real bombshell, because in this season she talks about her hit backstory and she is a firefighter and a bomb tech. So I was like, oh, that could be kind of cool. I was gonna do one for Cindy and put like keep calm and love Cindy, but I just felt like Peg, that idea for a sign was a lot more fun. So yeah, I impulsively made a sign the night before, but I'm so glad I did it. Also, I should mention, the day before they sent us a call sheet with like what a parking structure to be at. Free parking, by the way. That was so nice. I was scared I was gonna have to pay for parking, but like where we had to be, all of that, like to where reiterating a bunch of stuff from the previous email. But yeah, and they also gave us free lunch and they had free snacks, so that was good. But the day of, I'm from like OC area, and Burbank, you know, is all the way up there. So I knew it was gonna be a drive. So I woke up early. I did my makeup, because there was no way I was going on national TV without makeup on. There's no way I was gonna do that. We had to be there at 11, I believe, but we didn't actually tape the show until like 3:30, maybe 4. And mind you, this was pre-taped before it was going to come out. So in the parking structure, they had this like little lobby area where there was like restrooms, and there was like a bunch of gates per se that was like the Jennifer Hudson show, but we were obviously not waiting for the Jennifer Hudson show. Like we were in this little waiting area for a bit, and then they like had everyone sign in or whatever, use the restroom, whatever. And then after a bit, we walked to the Universal lots, and we got checked through by security. And oh, before they did that, they gave us these little like tickets, I'll call them tickets, to have scanned through them through security. So we went through security, then we were walking around the lots to get to the right studio, and then we went into an empty studio, and it was basically just like a studio with a bunch of chairs in it, basically like our audience member like holding room. There were like snacks, there was just there were like 3 TVs, and then there were a bunch of chairs. And before we got into there, we had to do another security check, and this is where they took our phones away. And the reason why they took our phones away, like I said, this episode was being pre-filmed. It wasn't going to air until like 2 weeks weeks from then. So we actually, on those TVs, were able to see sneak peeks of the next few episodes that were going to air, so we as an audience can have context into what is going on in this season, so we aren't confused, which was so cool, by the way. I think it was so cool. Like, everyone was sitting down, everyone was like silent and so focused on the TV of like, oh my god, what's going on, and all of that. So many age ranges really watched the show. There was like people as young as I was, there was older people, there's people who were like 30s and 40s, and it was just really cool. And also, older contestants from season 1 actually came to us. I'm trying to remember their names. I'll put them literally on screen right now. I'll have a picture of them. But they basically came to try to like promote the Bachelor Nation cruise, because that's going on for some reason. But I feel like I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Before we were able to sit down and stuff, we had to sign an NDA, basically because we were going to know information that the public didn't know yet. Like, they were on us being like, if you guys like post about it on social media, on Instagram, on Reddit, we have people who check those all the time too, and you could get like fined and like sued and stuff. And I'm like, dang, like I wasn't going to do that. And there was like, before they took our phones away too, there was like this backdrop that was like blue, and they had like some props with flowers, and they're like, oh, if you want to take a picture you can. So they took a picture. I'll have mine up here. It was a little while from us getting into the holding room or holding studio until we actually got to the actual studio and tape. I honestly, because I didn't have my phone, I don't remember what time we started filming the actual show. I think it was around 3:30 or 4, but in that time from like 11:12 to 3:34, we were just in that room, and I was just talking to, I met these two girls. It was a mother and daughter who watched the show, and it was just nice talking to them. The ones I was talking to were from San Diego, and then there are people who literally drove from Utah to be there, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's crazy. Y'all are big fans. So around 3:30/4, they took us in a line to the actual taping of the studio. It was a really cool experience to be in the studio. Yeah, it was, I'm not gonna lie, because we ended taping around 6:30, 7. I remember being able to leave at 7. So from those 2 hours, even though we are sitting down, it was the most tiring thing ever, because you're exerting so much energy. Like, there is a guy who stands in a corner of the room that is not seen by cameras, and during the taping he'll be like, clap, like clap, 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 and he'd be like, continue clapping, da da da. And even before the show, and yes, this is reality TV, but is reality TV ever reality? No. But before the show, they did audience reactions. So the guy would be like, he would like stand in that corner, and then he'd be like, okay, I want you to think of something happy and like react, and then I want you to think of something sad and react, and I want you to think of something disgusting and react, or whatever. So we did a couple of those. So yeah, some of those audience reactions are fake. Sorry to burst your bubble. Honestly, one of like the reasons why I felt so like it was so energy, like you're exerting so much energy, is because the guy in the corner would constantly be like, you are a part of the show. Don't just watch what you're seeing. Like, don't watch what you're seeing. Be a part of it. React to it. So I felt like I was like constantly like making sure that like I didn't have RBF. And like I was like making sure that like my facial reactions were good, and like my claps, and honestly, and I was talking to the people next to me, and they're like, yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like, I was like so self-conscious about like how my face was going to like look, because of the way that he was like, oh, like be a part of the show. Don't just watch the show.
And it was beautiful. I received a beautiful gift from Mal, the bracelet, and I
So from 4 o'clock per se, 3:34 to 7 o'clock, we actually had a break in between too. We had a little snack break, and they had people brought out snacks and stuff. The PAs, everyone like went outside to get some fresh air, and then we went back in, filmed the second half of the show, and then it ended. I really wanted, like, so I got to see Jesse, the host. I got to see Mel in person. I got to see some of the contestants. So if you don't know, the Women Tell All episode is basically an episode that gives the past contestants, or the contestants who got eliminated, a chance to talk about like where their head was at, their perspective of what was going on, talk about some of the drama. So yeah, so I got to see some of the past contestants. That was really cool. By 7 o'clock, we were all done. We were let go, and we went outside and we collected our phones. And mind you, they had us put our phones into these like big envelopes that when we wrote our name on them, and they had them in like chronological order of like A through F, or F, da, da, da. So I got my phone, and then they also gave us free mugs, which is so nice. I did not expect to get anything. I don't really use mugs, so I'm honestly keeping it as a decoration. It's literally sitting right there. And it's just cool. Like, oh, that's so nice of them, you know, to give us free merch. Alrighty, so from my notes, that is pretty much it from my experience. This was so cool to do, and I would say if you ever get the opportunity to be an audience member for a reality TV show, I would say do it. It's just like, this was a bucket list item for me. I was just like, what in my, like, how did I get here? How did I get to the universal law to be an audience member for the Golden Bachelor? Like, what? I hope this shows you, like, don't be afraid to do things alone, because I did this by myself, and this was like the coolest experience ever. Since I do come from the film world, the film production world, this was really interesting to be on a reality TV set, just because it's so different yet so similar at the same time. And hopefully I'll one day be back on the universal lot for something I get to work on, but who knows? Just putting that out in the universe. But yeah, this was it for this YouTube video. If you like it, please give it a like and comment down below your thoughts. And I just wanted to make this YouTube video because there's literally like none talking about being an audience member for the Golden Bachelor. So I just figured I thought, and hopefully this doesn't get taken down, because I don't think I violated my NDA. Because the series is over, and I'm literally just talking about how the behind the scenes experience. So I don't think I violated my NDA. If I did, you probably wouldn't be seeing this video right now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye-bye.
That's what I live by.